So you want to do some portrait work but are having some trouble finding a model or are too nervous about shooting one-on-one right away? What a loop. Hey everyone, Manuel here, and welcome to this week's video on how to get models for your next shoot after friends and family stop replying to your texts, or after all your attempts to reach out to local models ended with you rejecting yourself before you even sent out that DM. This advice is really only going to apply if you live in a bigger city or county, since those tend to have the most community college dropouts looking for some meaning in the 9-to-5 grind with a hobby and like photography. These densely packed areas of trend followers are where you're most likely to find Instagram accounts dedicated to PhotoMeets, where photographers and models of various skill levels, though most often first timers and amateurs, get together for a massive TFP shootout. And if you don't know what that means, it's basically time for print. These usually take place in some awe-inspiring public park. At least that's been my experience out here in SoCal. I don't want to knock these locations too much. Having meets in more of a public area is a good thing for the models, since it's out in the open and they could bring an escort without feeling like they're inconveniencing anyone or taking up space. So basically giving them a sense of security. Because although you might be a cool photographer, there are some real weirdos out there, and models, especially the new ones, may not know which one you are until that first shoot. I bring that up because one, I've seen some weird as fuck comments both on my videos and on Instagram made towards models' bodies, and it's just gross. There's a difference between finding a model attractive and complimenting them, and then there's straight up objectifying. Two, and probably most relevant to everyone watching, as long as you have a competent understanding of photography, editing, and don't act like a fucking creep, there's a good chance you could build some lasting professional relationships with local models and other photographers after going to a few of these. At the very least, you won't have to worry about someone canceling last minute or pulling a Danny Phantom, as is often the case when you're still working on your portfolio in the beginning and no one can really see what you're up to. Best case scenario, you'll be able to do some one-on-one shoots outside of these meets, not just because it's usually a fucking park, but because one of the major downsides in these specific photo shoots is that you'll be side by side a minimum of 6 or 12 other photographers all fighting for the model's eye contact. This is especially true if you're all equally awkward as fuck, just silently shoot the model without directing, which often happens. So you could find the model's best angles, catch her in the best lighting with the most unique pose, and find her eyes are elsewhere other than where you want them to be. And you'll often find that out after the fact when you're at home editing. What I usually try to do is ask the model's name before the shoot so I can more easily direct, which might seem rude while others are trying to get their shots, but fuck them. Take that initiative if no one else will. A model hearing their name will definitely get more attention than just saying, hey you, look over here. You know, it also shows a bit of respect. Also, make sure you grab each model's Instagram account and screenshot it, because chances are you'll lose track of it because people tend to have a lot of weird handles and names on there, and you won't know who to send the photos to when you're done editing. Remember, again, these are time for print shoots, so send those photos and don't forget their handles. If you do forget though, chances are you'll see more considerate photographers tag them a few hours after the event with these IG groups, often reposting them as they are thirsty to show everyone else that the shoot was a success and to encourage more people to show up next time. So just be proactive. Most of these meetups are run by 1 or 2 main photographers who are usually better than you, with each one having various themes that are normally united by the latest editing trends and trash taste in smoke bombs. The challenging part is tracking down these groups in your area, though going through the local tags on Instagram or YouTube is a good start. And it's also important to keep in mind places like SoCal usually have smaller meetups trying to make it big, so expect IG handles to change and groups to vanish altogether. Right now, the only ones I know of are in New York and here in California. Specific to SoCal, you have Port Culture, Lightworks Society in Orange County, while LA has StreetMeetLA, Conquer LA, and Killer Tones, just to name a few. The larger Instagram accounts tend to draw bigger talent, but that's not to say you should ignore a page just because they have a few K followers. These are all also usually free to go to, with the exception of meets like LM Meets, which are well worth the money considering Rachel, who runs that one, does invest in security, snacks, and locations that aren't fucking parks. One of the last photo meets I recorded was actually with Rachel hosting. You can see that here, but after this video. If you're feeling iffy about any of these, feel free to reach out to the photographers who've been tagged or even the hosts. Most of these people are actually really helpful to newcomers and will even go as far as to give you some tips on site if you're having issues or are still learning photography. On occasion, you might run into some bloated egos, more so from the photographers, but that's not really the norm. So feel free to stare at another's package and be like, hey, is that the new Sony? Is that a Leica? Are you shooting film? Also, yeah, you can take your own lighting setup, but keep in mind you will have to lug it around like an ass, which is what I did at one meet. It will be an issue at the beginning because you're having to constantly carry it around and there's no guarantee that the model's always gonna be staring at you, though it does invoke a sense of professionalism in a sense. But I guess another pro to it is once the sun starts going down, you're gonna be the only one really getting off any shots. But again, make sure you get those photos to the model because everyone will remember you. No pressure there, fellow introverts. Again, not all of these will go well for you. The last public one I went to at a fucking park, I only got a few shots off because I wasn't too impressed with the location. But I met enough photographers and models at this point to just shoot the shit and catch up while being just an asshole to the 20 other photographers who were shooting by, just shouting out the models' names to say hi, which, you know, happens. And then I stay home for 2 weeks because I maxed out my social batteries, which then turns into me hating myself because I've stayed home for 2 weeks and haven't shot more. Progress. And fun fact, because I don't know where this will fit into the script, but I actually found Christina at one of these meets, with this video being our first solo shoot together. And I was able to go to Yosemite because of that last photo meet I went to, despite only getting a few shots. So yeah, you're gonna get what you put into it. So while I know this isn't ideal for everyone, I have seen photographers go to these meets and go from amateur to being a hell of a lot better than me in a short amount of time just because they have more money and can afford better gear. Just kidding, they practice a lot. Can you tell I went to theater? God, it feels awkward as fuck typing this dry humor out. But I wanted to try something new, but you know, I don't know if I'll be able to read it off right or give a good delivery because, you know, it feels like it might be a copy of something else, even though, you know, I've been doing this for 3 years and I just, you know, I want to make good videos and I want to please the algorithm. And so in this week's video, I'm going to finally, after having shot this footage over 2 years ago, start editing. This specific photo meet was organized by StreetMeetLA at a fucking park. But there were some actual pro models who were fascinated with my Pentax 645 that I mainly used for this video, only to be underwhelmed by that good old film grain. God, I need more practice. I probably could have made it work if I had just directed a bit more and actually tried, but that was also the issue in my last video. So hooray for consistency. I joke, but I believe in this video I went from Fuji Acros to Portra 160, then over to HP5. I don't know what I was going for. I haven't watched this at the time of editing or writing the script. So if this was at all cringe for you, then do I have a shit show for you? Joining me on said shit show is Diana, Cynthia, and Priscilla. And I actually remember Cynthia being yelled at by a homeless lady for taking a picture of her dog. And I mean, she really got yelled at. And I don't know if I got that footage because I'm a terrible YouTuber, but hey, Cynthia couldn't find her shots in time for this video, so who's the real problem here? It's still me. Just stick around till the end and hear me complain some more. Yeah. Transition. So some of you who've already seen the water park episode or video,
Nobody saw
notice that this camera last time was really crappy and totally messed up.
But I've cleaned it since then, and I figured it all out. We're good.
All right. So
And you have a thumb smudge on your camera.
you're gonna have the photos finished and edited by next week for the video.
I'll try having them finished by next week for the video.
If you don't see them, give them permission to shame you on Instagram.
Oh, that's
Her Instagram's gonna be right around here. Right here. And this is Priscilla.
Hi.
I just instructed, where are they? I just instructed those two that I want them to walk from here that way. And I'm gonna take a photo of them right around here because I like the shadows and I have to waste a few like shots on the acros. So I'm gonna take a shot right here. I like how the scene looks and everyone's still gathering up right here, not taking photos. That's Diana right there. So we're gonna take that shot and hopefully it comes out good. So I'm gonna show you that shot right now. Yeah, actually you can look over here. And a little more important. Just a little. Always be prepared, my friends. The other film photographers here. Yeah. What are you guys shooting with? This is for YouTube, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You have speed graphic right here. Large format.
And
I have a like M6 Sumatron.
Potato. The custom ground board.
awesome. So we are now talking with British accents.
Hello there.
Hello. Anyways, we're here putting in money for the parking spot because I couldn't find public parking.
It's currently, we now have 1 hour and 59 minutes.
And that is what time from now?
That is currently 4:27.
So-
It's currently 3:27 at the moment.
And we're gonna go back for 4:27. But so far the shoot's going good. I found
Really well.
it's going really well. Priscilla's got some bang up photos with her iPhone. Pizza Pixel would be proud. Pizza Pixel would be so proud. I ran into, you don't know this, but there's this online article that every fucking article is literally iPhone versus this $1,000 camera and everyone's fucking tired of it. So this is the camera from the abandoned water park video. She apparently fixed it after fucking it up in the last video.
I mean,
What was wrong with it? What was wrong with those shots?
I wasn't doing them right, obviously.
Oh yeah, just like I wasn't recording like 10 minutes ago.
But now we both have,
Yeah,
you know, well, I took more time. You know, it's been 6 months. You
keep forgetting to press
like
record.
5 seconds ago.
Press record. It happened.
Seconds ago.
It happened with the guys. It happened with her. Happened with her. Happened with me. I'm so sad. But yeah, everyone's starting to migrate from there to here. Totes excited.
Like 100 people over here.
There's like
Crazy.
100 people. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people. Really fun though.
What is this? Meetup LA?
This is a StreetMeetLA.
Street Meet LA.
Yeah.
See?
Kind of on the spot now. I don't know what to say. I'm just drawing blanks right now.
All right, next.
Oh, what was the question?
I generally approach people like maybe. I'm surprised they're in 5 minutes.
Oh, there's a guy right there, and I wanted to take his photo. And as I was gonna crouch down, he did a pose for me, like out of random. So we're good. You gotta see that photo. How it turns out.
Shows it back of the camera.
Oh,
Nice photo. Nice photo.
see right there? Like if you look real close, you can see it.
So we're the assistants.
We try our best, but it's just not
We're
working.
doing our best here. Student 1 and 2, 2 and 1, you know.
But who is who? We don't even know.
So whenever he calls the one, whoever jumps up first just goes for it, you know?
The rules.
Number 3, we don't know where she went.
Or are we number 3?
Yeah, have you seen it?
Squeeze it over here. Get just one more shot of you real quick.
Yeah, but aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't want to get anyone's right. How you were exactly. Just think power.
Power.
Power. Shit, man. You alright? I don't know. Cynthia here is a bad girl. She got yelled at for taking a photo.
I'm still getting yelled at.
She's still getting yelled at, but
20
it's
minutes.
like transient over here somewhere. I don't know if you can hear her. She's yelling at us.
I just took a picture of her dog. Her dog was just sitting there by itself, and I walked up to it. Didn't touch it. Didn't touch it. Just was right there, took a photo, and she freaked out.
Yeah. It's fun.
She wasn't there. Nobody was there. So I just walked. Like I didn't even touch it. Like me and you distance wise, the dog. I took a photo of it, and she flipped out. She was like at the ice. She was like in the ice cream truck, right?
I think she was.
And then she just started freaking out, and she recognized me when I came back. She started freaking out. But yeah, I like.
You roll, got it. Okay. All right. Don't move, Cynthia.
Told you.
You knew this was gonna happen.
If you sit down,
He will do it.
He will do it.
you will get.
Actually, I'm gonna get both of you. No. Don't move. Don't you do it.
And he was welcoming, you know, so I wasn't afraid. But I didn't get, you know.
So that was my video. Thank you to everyone who stuck through to the end, and a special thank you to everyone dropping a comment and a like. Blah 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 blah. We all know the algorithm sucks. This is actually my second video in a row, so if you haven't caught my last one, feel free to check it out. As I said, I'm trying to edit older videos that I've yet to post since I'm trying to do my part and limit exposing myself to the outside world. Yeah, that sounded wrong. This is perfect timing because I found out the audio jack on my A7 III crapped out on me while recording that last video. So I apologize if this sounds a bit wonky audio wise. I literally had to tape my jack into the camera at a weird angle to make it work and do some editing tricks to make sure it wasn't just recording on one side. I'm gonna send this camera off to get repaired in the meantime, you know, just in case this coronavirus stuff starts shutting down some repair businesses. Although I know times are weird, seeing so many people treat this as a common cold is making me nervous about where things are going, especially since the US has become kind of a meme in the online health community. I mean, look at this shit. The CDC is telling us it's okay to reuse N95 masks, and fuck. I hate everyone for hoarding those medical supplies. Anyways, I'll leave y'all with some footage from us exploring LA later that day. I actually managed to get a lot more usable footage from this, though I didn't take as many photos. So not enough to make a separate video. Yeah, we're leaving on a happy note, right? Yeah, keep chasing that light and enjoy the bonus content. Bye.
Club? I've only been to a club once and I hated it.
To be honest, I
always wonder.
It's boring.
Sex book, you know, like Kama Sutra. Upstairs. Do you guys want to go get some? Yeah. Like, I'm down for some positions. I'm always trying to get educated. Where are we? First time here. I've never been here before. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Yes. I really like this place. It has a lot of cool shots that you can take. And it's real. Oh yeah, the books. Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
Like, we're trying to dance up here.